Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
Ricardo Guadalupe, CEO of Hublot. The brand is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. How old were you when Hublot was founded?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't want to be impolite, but I just wanted to figure out.
I was still a young guy.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was 15 years old.
Were you aware of a brand, Hublot, at the time?
No, not
I don't
at
think
all.
so. No. We were too young, both of us. Yeah, much young.
Absolutely.
But it was a very cool brand, as we just discussed before starting. And Carlo Crocco, who founded the brand, really brought the first watch made out of steel and rubber, and it was cult in Spain. Yeah. You told me that in Spain was the market.
Absolutely. So yes, he came with the first rubber strap, and at that time it was revolutionary. You know, everybody said, "How come you can come with a rubber strap?"
Yeah.
And we can see today that every brand, even the best brands, are using a rubber strap.
Yeah.
And Spain, yes, has been really the most important market for over 20 years, thanks to the king of Spain that bought his first Hublot, and Hublot became the watch of the king. So everybody followed in Spain, wanting the watch that the king is wearing.
Italy was also a strong market.
Italy as well, yeah. But I would say, especially at the beginning, for the first, I would say maybe 5 to 10 years. After it went down a little bit, but Spain remained really, and when we arrived with Jean-Claude Biver in 2004, Spain was representing maybe 60% of the sales at that time, which was good for Spain, but not so good for the brand.
Yeah, no.
And today, I would say they are back to the normal position that they should be. I think is our 9th or 10th market in the world.
And the leading market, if I may ask?
As a country, is Japan.
Okay.
As a country. But of course, if I take Europe as a whole, still Europe is the biggest market.
US is doing.
US is close to Japan, but I think US will have a potential to grow. Japan will have a maturity in the market that we cannot double the size of this business because we are already at a very high level. And of course, China and Greater China is, I think, where we can really grow heavily, because still today is not our biggest market. And in general, as you know, for most of the brands, China is by far, and the Chinese consumer, the biggest market. And we have, I think, a big potential still there to grow with the brand.
I hear that the Chinese now discover big watches. They are starting to buy bigger watches. So the next young generation is no longer following, let's say, the habits of their grandparents who were small and tiny. They're going to say, it's me. And
they want to be bold, to be recognized. Yeah. And I think Hublot is a good proposal for the young generation. And we see it because we track through our boutiques a little bit the age. And we see that the Chinese, when they come to Hublot, they're super young, between 20 and 40 years old. Wow. It's 70% of our sales to Chinese. They are between 20 and 40 years old.
Before we start with novelty, do you plan to probably bring on, let's say, iconic of the past? One of these today, those Hublot would look probably a little bit small, fragile. Are you planning?
I think I don't want to do a replica because I believe that the replicas. Exact replica is not the right thing to do, but we're going to do a commemorative watch based on the inspiration of the first Hublot. Okay. The first Hublot was a quartz watch, so we're going to come with a mechanical watch, but inspired by this without index. For instance, just the H. They didn't have index. Of course, a slim rubber strap, but you will recognize that it's a new edition of the previous watch from 1980.
I see. I'm looking forward to see this.
It's going to be in Basel World.
Yeah. I remember, just when we were talking, I just also remember that Hublot was the first manufacturer to offer a service watch.
Absolutely.
Yes, I remember when you gave your watch to the watchmaker to change battery or to make a service, you got a service watch.
Absolutely.
So you didn't have to go without a watch. And this was fantastic. And I remember there was the H on it, and I remember exactly. Yeah. Incredible. Okay, let's jump in. Okay. Let's see what you're doing this year.
So here we are in Dubai for the LVMH Watch Week in January. Why January? Because we believe that the new dates of Basel World that they have merged with the SEHH, which is called Watch and Wonders now, is late, end of April.
Too late.
Too late. So we decided with the group, with Tagoyer, with Zenith, Bulgaria and ourselves, that we should do something in January. Why Dubai? Because Dubai, I think the positioning of Dubai is quite interesting. It's a great hub. You can come from all over the world, direct flight to Dubai, thanks also to a great air company that they have. So we will present here a first batch of novelties, and there is of course a few ones that we're going to discover, but the main novelty, which is a new watch on bracelet. As you know, Hublot is known for rubber, not for bracelet, but we know also that the bracelet is maybe the biggest majority of watches are sold on bracelet, thanks to one particular brand that everybody knows. But there is really a market on bracelet, and
we couldn't guess.
But bracelet, I mean, there is a market, and I think after 15 years of the creation of the Big Bang, we have the maturity to come with a bracelet on the Big Bang. So we decided to come.
Is it also a decision coming from your clients that they want such a watch, or did you say you are going to evolve a product now with a really metal?
No, it's our decision. Of course, it's a challenge because, in a way, also a risk. But without risk, we cannot have any success. And we believe that there is a possibility to get new consumers coming to the brand that maybe they don't want a rubber strap, but maybe if we come with a good watch on bracelet, we will be able to convince new consumers to come to the Hublot brand. So we started from the bracelet. You know, it's 30 years that I am in this industry, and the bracelet is probably the most difficult component.
Nightmare.
To be innovative and creative on bracelet. You have maybe, let's say, 3 iconic bracelets. So to create a fourth one is not that easy, but we have tried to create a new bracelet. Of course, the articulation, that's the problem of the bracelet. You need this articulation to go on the wrist, so you need links. So we have tried to come with different links, and we have used facets between brushed and polished facets to give this identity to the watch, in which we have put a Big Bang case with our Unico movement. And to be a bit different than the others, we have decided also to use, of course, technological material. This is not steel, this is titanium. So very lightweight. We believe that 120 grams, the weight, and we believe that the ergonomy on big watches, the weight, the lightness is important today. Before we used to say that a good watch was a watch that is heavy.
Your private bank on the wrist.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in case you needed to pay something quickly.
Absolutely. So today we believe that it's the contrary. High technological watch with the lightness and the comfort on the wrist is more important.
Very smooth edges.
Yeah.
Very.
So we come in 3 models.
The first impressions is a good one.
Yeah, I think.
Because when you showed me, I saw some sharp edges, and I thought myself, you're gonna cut but it's very smooth indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
The lightness of this material is incredible. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
but I see some gold in there, and I expected.
Of course, the gold is more heavy. That's the problem of gold. But here we have a special alloy that we call King Gold, in which we put a certain mixture to have, because oxidation, that's the problem of red gold. So to really try not to have this oxidation when wearing the watch, we have a specific alloy that we have developed. But of course,
muscle training would work.
There you can use muscles.
That's really. This is your King Gold really. On such an entire object is really taking away some of the heaviness of gold. Imagine this in yellow gold, this would be difficult. Huh?
That's for sure.
But this particular color of your King Gold is really smoothens down that object a little bit to make it.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow, but it's incredible. You have both in it's unfortunate you can't feel this. Here's really weight, and this titanium watch is really, it's like flying, don't feel it anymore. So if you wear both and you put on your titanium, we probably think you've forgotten your watch.
Yeah, but I think that's two type of consumer. There is always some consumers, they love gold.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's also why we have decided to come with the gold edition. But the third one is a ceramic, and this is really the Hublot version, still in an all black concept. Because we came in 2006 with the Big Bang all black.
I remember.
That was an incredible concept where it was so innovative, And since then, I can say that many brands have not maybe all black, but at least a black watch in their collection. And I think it's still a valid concept. And here we come with a full ceramic bracelet and case. And there, when we go in ceramic, we are talking about not that many offers on the market, and this is really Hublot, totally Hublot, because we brought the ceramic in the high-end luxury with the Big Bang in 2005, in fact. So, and again, I think...
And you have your proper laboratory.
Yeah, we produce ourselves all these art materials. Yeah. We do our famous red ceramic as well. That
very, very difficult to make.
Absolutely.
A nightmare, I've heard, to make red ceramic.
Yeah. So this is the first three models. Of course, on the ceramic, we can imagine in the future.
And it's still a little bit hard to read the time. Right?
Yes, but
I remember Jean-Claude Biver when he presented the watch, and people said, "But Jean-Claude, how can we read the time?" He said, "There's no need. We have a cell phone. This is art. This is an object."
Exactly. And I think he's right, because today a watch mechanical is not anymore to give time, because the time you have it everywhere.
Yeah, but the readability of your
yes,
it's perfect. You have a contrast. You see
the time is also important,
and still there's a little bit of a contrast.
Exactly. That's what we call with Jean-Claude the invisible visibility.
Yeah,
you can still see it. With,
No, it's good. It's good. But remember, and as you mentioned. In the beginning, you were criticized to produce nonsense and who needs it. And then everybody slowly, don't tell it, we have it. Never said anything. I remember you were the first. Yeah,
it's true.
Story.
And today, the black color has become a standard.
Yes.
And the ceramic has become a standard material.
Yes.
Before we had only steel and gold and maybe a bit of platinum, that's it. And today, ceramic is a standard in our industry.
Yeah, true. Very nice.
So then... we have, the spirit of Big Bang, which is a shaped watch inspired by the Big Bang, in which we have inserted our movement, so in-house movement, Mecha 10 days power reserve, inspired by the Meccano. You remember the Meccano when we were child, for the old guys like me and you that we played? That's inspired by this Meccano.
I remember,
yeah. To give, because we believe that the movement can be part of the design of a watch.
Yeah.
And not having a plain dial, showing the mechanics of the movement brings something additional to the watch. And that's why we have this without dial, where you see the mechanics, and at the end the watch is also a show by itself.
Very true. And we have a linear a power reserve indication.
Exactly.
That
and 10 days, manual winding, I think with 10 days is okay. Manual winding with 2 days is not
a little bit boring probably, but
yeah. So
again we have
titanium, ceramic, and gold, and king gold, exactly.
And king gold, the free versions.
Yeah. Then sapphire, that we are specialized in sapphire because we have been able to industrialize the process of making sapphire. Of course, we have the crystal clear sapphire, but this is for the first time the yellow sapphire, which I think there is no other brand that makes a yellow sapphire at the moment. So of course, very difficult to produce. It's quite limited because the production of sapphire is still super difficult. So it's only 100 pieces limited edition. And of course, we're talking, even though it's so complicated to produce, of a watch around 100,000 retail. Mm-hmm. Because the problem of sapphire is really the process to produce. It takes hours and hours to be able to manufacture.
Incredible color. Mm. If you have the right outfit and
yes, of course, it's a more segmenting watch.
But
there is always people that really love to have this kind, and it doesn't really exist in another. There is no other offers like this.
No.
The only ones to do it on the big.
You had the last one was red.
red,
you had blue, and of course crystal clear.
Yeah,
and
we have a green one, which is not exactly a sapphire that I will show you. It's not sapphire because to get this vivid green with sapphire is impossible. So it's similar to sapphire, but we cannot say sapphire because it's not exactly the same chemical structure. But it's quite as hard as sapphire. So we have given a name which is called Saxem. It's made with a rare earth minerals. Okay. So but it's very close to sapphire, and I think the result in color is really interesting. And this vivid, also green, is interesting.
Is it a development you did in-house?
We did. We did no. This one we did with a company in Germany.
Okay.
Which is a kind of startup with physicians and chemists. And they came to us and they said, we can do that with you. I said, okay, let's try to do it. But it took us 2 years of development to come with that. And now we have integrated, of course, the process in-house, and we produce also the material in-house with our technology.
I see. Absolutely cool color.
Yeah. With a special movement, which is the MP11, with the 7-barrel seal that gives 14 days of power reserve, and also a great look. And this is the famous red ceramic that we're using on this model now. So it's more an evolution, but we're the only ones to be able to produce this vivid red ceramic. That's also unique.
Because the higher you put the temperature when producing it, the more the danger is that those pigments begin to burn.
Exactly. It's a balance between pressure and temperature.
Yeah, that's what I
will not give the
No, you won't tell me, because I know if you have the recipe, you will keep it. But I learned from other companies that to produce red ceramic is extremely difficult because of the pigments. The pigments
burn if you go too high.
And
you lose the color.
Yeah. So.
Exactly.
And to be stable in a bigger, because you are producing the basal separately from the other parts.
Exactly. To have the same colors is not easy.
That's a little bit of a headache.
That's why we cannot produce that many. So
I imagine.
We do 200, 300 watches per year in red ceramic, which is not, because it's really complicated as well.
But I love this.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah. It's cool. The color it's unexpected to have a watch in that green.
I mean,
it's more like sorry if I said like a toy watch, but in end it's high tech. I didn't cool.
Yeah.
Not absolutely cool. Yeah. I'm surprised to see. And then we have to finish with something really fancy and now let's turn on some music and bring it out. This is rainbow. Yeah,
rainbow, like the rainbow. Of course. 7 colors. Of course, here the difficulty is to find the right stone, the right setting, to be able to have the right proportion in colors. And we choose also a bracelet that.
Zoom in, please, Jorge. Zoom in. This is.
But this is a piece of jewelry.
But it's not one. It's not one.
No.
You're producing some of them.
Yeah.
Which would be the markets to buy such a watch, probably?
I think it's quite different. So you can have some Japanese, because some Japanese, they're always very high profile, very sophisticated, very particular. If you see the fashion in Japan,
this is
an example. You can have some Latins, of course. Yeah. You can have some Americans,
but and
some Chinese, of course.
Wouldn't be the watch for Europeans, probably.
No, I mean, of course.
Crazy. And version, if you don't like the chronograph, there is a automatic freehand version.
And I would say we believe men and ladies, because also ladies are...
I do see this watch for let's say...
It's unisex, I would say.
I would say it's unisex,
but some ladies also...
Yeah. But some ladies could also go for the chronograph.
Absolutely, that's true. That's unisex as well, absolutely.
Okay, this pair is really...
Yeah.
Yes, this is... You dare. And probably you are one of the few companies who are able to sell such watches, imagine.
Absolutely.
Because end of the day, if another brand would present they would say, okay, are they completely done now? And okay, Hublot,
it's part of our DNA. You know, we're disruptive. If I do a normal watch, I will not sell it because why buying a Hublot watch normal corresponding to another brand? Buy another brand who is making those watches since hundreds of years in a very nice way. Every time we do too normal, we are not waited for that. We need really to come always. Of course, this is quite extreme, but even on the basics, something particular.
I think this is a nice final word.
Okay.
Particular. Hublot is particular.
It's particular.
Okay. We see each other back in Basel for the celebration of the 40th anniversary, and you have football on the program and so on. This is something we're going to present in Basel because football is
Euro 2020.
So you're coming out with a new smartwatch.
New smartwatch that will be used by the referees, and we will do a commercial edition.
Okay. So it will be
limited, quite limited. A few. I think 2,000 pieces, for the Euro.
More to come in Basel.
So more to come in Basel, and the 40 years commemoration.
I'm looking forward.
40 years, and maybe we hope with the presence of Mr. Crocco.
Carlo Crocco should be there, I think
and,
so.
And Jean-Claude Biver,
of course. And a guy called Ricardo and also... Ricardo, thank you very much. Thanks, and we see each other back in Basel.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.